is up, YouTube? I'm currently headed out to the hardware store because we have to find an adapter to fit that exhaust on that three-wheeler. But that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. Let's go to Napa and see if they have the right piece. Hopefully they have it. Not many people have it. It's a 2-inch to a 1-inch reducer for tubing. We'll see if they have it. I hope they do. Otherwise, we really got to fab something up. This is what we ended up with, buying these couplers here. It's all we could find, but they're actually a little bit too big to fit on here. Oh yeah, this is the exhaust. I haven't even showed you. It's some exhaust off of Amazon. I don't know. It should work. So we have to take off the plastics here to get to the other exhaust. And we have a lot of fabbing ahead of us. I'll tell you that for free. We're just gonna cut this exhaust off, this stock one. We're just gonna cut it off up here once we get the plastics off to show you, but I guess now we just gotta start grinding and doing all sorts of crap to fab this to actually fit. We have to cut down the middle right here, squeeze it together so it's smaller, so it actually fits good. And this thing should sound pretty good. I don't know, this exhaust looks pretty cool to me. For how cheap it is, I think it's like 40 bucks. So we're just gonna get into some time lapses here. That's already off. And you guys will see us chop this stuff off and hours of work to hopefully make a sweet exhaust. We're actually gonna use this because these we just couldn't get perfectly round exactly. They always warp when you weld it and everything. We want like a pretty good fit. So we're gonna try to use this trampoline post here. It actually bevels up a little bit right here, so it'll fit perfectly. We'll get these springs as tight as we can. So we're just gonna start cutting this up and we're gonna try this out. So it came with spring tabs. We're gonna weld them on and try to get those springs as tight as we can. So we got this welded on, which is like the adapter thing to go to the exhaust. Now we gotta take the whole exhaust off here, so then I can get around to the other side and weld it on. The welder's being kind of weird and like not welding very good, but it's whatever. And then we gotta weld these little things on for the springs to hold that exhaust on tight. This bolt supports just the exhaust itself, and then should be good to go. We're just gonna finish up some welds here and then it should be good. We just got it mocked up now. I put the exhaust back on and I don't know, it seems to fit pretty good. There's a minor adjusting that we have to do. We're just trying to make sure there's no huge leaks or anything, but to me it looks pretty good. It should clear the tire and everything else. So I actually want to grab that. It looks sick. Let's see if it clears the tire. Yep, it does. All right, Max, start it up. Make sure it's in neutral. There's also still a spark arrestor that we could take out, but that would be really loud. So we're just gonna throw it back together now. Well, the actual three-wheeler itself. We'll take the exhaust off. We're gonna make it look all pretty. Spray paint it black. We got some high temp spray paint. It sounds super good. We haven't tried it without the spark arrestor. That's gonna be insanely loud. But after we spray paint this thing, we'll leave it sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna throw it back on, and we're gonna test it with the spark arrestor and without. But I think it looks super sick. It's super sturdy too. It ain't going nowhere. So We'll get back to you when we're spray painting. The exhaust is pretty much complete. We got some paint on there now, so it looks pretty good down there, even though you can't even see it come through here, but you still got to do it so it doesn't rust or anything. But we're pretty happy with how it turned out. It took a little bit longer than we thought. It took a couple hours. I thought it'd be a little bit easier, but the welder was kind of acting up. That's why those welds aren't super good. But we're just putting that little seat back on with the plastics. It's kind of raining outside right now, so I don't know if we're gonna have to wait a little bit. And as you saw, this thing broke when it fell off the stand earlier in a time lapse, so that kind of sucks. That's the second one that's broke. But we'll be back whenever we can ride it outside. We gotta let that paint settle a little bit anyway. So right now it's actually perfect because there's a spark arrestor in it, so our neighbors won't get super pissed off, and there's a little bit of power to it, but it sounds pretty good. We're gonna take the spark arrestor out. Flying. Yeah, so it's not super loud right now. We're gonna go take that out and we'll see. So this is the hole without the spark arrestor. Pretty big. See if she'll start up and just put. Sounds pretty good, actually. It's actually not as loud as I expected. It's like at a pretty good tone, but don't forget to check out my other videos, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.